welcome back. I'm so glad you can make it. In today's hangout, we're going to be doing our monthly analog reset video. These are some of my favorite videos to film, but I did skip last month's analog reset because if you've seen my recent videos, you would know already that I have been actively trying to get out of a journaling/planning slump. I will say I do feel like I'm partially out of it, but not completely, which is a bummer because I really wanted to go into July really strong when it comes to my journaling habits. But I always remind myself that journals and planners are supposed to serve me and I am not serving them. I definitely do not want this hobby to become an obligation by any sense of the word. This is purely for fun, something that brings me joy and helps me slow down my day-to-day. It's a form of self-care, not something that I should be dreading, so I am giving myself grace. In our last journaling and planning related video, I did do a catch-up session where I caught up on all of my pages that I missed for May and I believe also June. Or maybe I caught up with the May pages, but I was setting myself up for June still, and it was in the middle of June, so I was quite delayed in that, but I definitely still wanted to get something going on the pages so that I am set up better for July, which is now. Anyway, I digress, but if you don't know how these hangouts work for my analog resets, basically what I do is show you all of the pages that I've finished or that I'm working on in all of my journals and planners from the previous month. And then I show you all the pages that I have been setting up for the next month, which is currently July. It's just a fun time. It's really casual. I just kind of show you the spreads. It's a flip through. I would definitely not consider myself as an expert when it comes to bullet journaling or being super creative in an artistic way on my journaling pages. These are pretty normal in my opinion. So not super aesthetic or anything, but hopefully that gives you inspiration that even if you're not super perfect when it comes to decorations and setups of your journals, it doesn't matter. I'm a firm believer that your planners and journals are here to serve you, and it definitely shouldn't be performative. The only reason why I'm showing you my pages is because I have a slow hobby YouTube channel, and it's something that we all enjoy, but I just want to normalize that it's okay if you make mistakes on your pages. I'm still getting better at that because as a recovering perfectionist and an overachiever, it's been really tough for me to get through that hurdle or over that hurdle. So we will just learn together, just get really comfy with things not looking the best, things not looking super pretty. All right, I'm going to do my typical setup when I do these journaling videos. So you will see my face in this like little circle off to the side of the screen, and then you will kind of see bird's eye view of what my pages look like because I want to make sure that you can see the details and everything. Let's start off with my planner first because I do think that that's going to be a relatively simpler and quicker segment of this hangout because I don't have that many pages to show you. Just to introduce you to my planner that I'm using currently, it has changed so many freaking times and it's only been half of the year, but I swear I changed my planner maybe about 5 times. But that's okay because we're just continuously learning things about ourselves, what works, what doesn't, and we're pivoting, we're being agile, we're adjusting our ways so that it's perfect for, not perfect, but that it works for us. And right now I am trying out the A6 size. This is my Mulberry, what is it called? Postman's Lock like agenda. I just love how elegant this looks, and also there is a actual lock. Well, it's not an actual lock. It just kind of twists like this, and then you can open it. Like I said, the inserts are the A6 size, which is perfect for kind of on the go and portability. She's really tiny and so cute. I am so excited to have this back in my lineup. I had to quickly move you over to the side so that you can see me without having my phone in your face because I am trying to record top-down view so that you can see my actual planners and journals while I flip through the pages. So I'm gonna go ahead and open my planner now. This is probably going to be relatively short and sweet because I don't have that many pages to show you like I said before. So let's just go straight to the monthly overview spread that I was able to create for July. As you can see, I kept it really simple. I have just kind of dot markers here and there on the dates that have special events or occasions that I should remember. It's definitely a very much high level overview. It doesn't have any of my scheduling things or even like social plans. I tried to not have them kind of cluttered on here. I typically don't like to pencil in on my physical journals and planners things that could potentially change over time. So if I have a hangout that's scheduled with a friend and I'm not really super sure on what date or what time, obviously those will not make it onto my pages. That said, I do have certain social plans that are surrounding a bigger event. Like I'm going to a Neo concert. Can you guys believe that? Millennial's dream, like for real. My friend Brenda and her husband Daniel, they invited us to go to Jiffy Lube Live. Oh my gosh, can I speak? That's a popular venue kind of in Virginia. And Neo is coming and Akon as well. So we decided to just go and get lawn seats. It's gonna be so fun. Some other things that are penciled in here. I have Chubb's birthday on here. I have my potential period start date on this side right here. I have one work related thing is sending out Sunny Mail Club. If you're new here and you want to join my mail club, I have it on Patreon. I send out physical snail mail every single month to my members. It is so fun. Journaling themes. I have stickers and some other paper goodies. So definitely go ahead and check it out. I'll post it in the description if you wanted to sign up. I also have my niece's birthday on here, Independence Day, 4th of July. I have the day off on the 3rd, which is tomorrow. I also have a friend's barbecue party that I'm going to on the actual 4th of July, so that plan is not going to change, so I did have it penciled in here. We're also puppy sitting for my friend Brenda, so we have those dates kind of marked in here, and because it spans across a whole week, I went ahead just put the arrows. For decorative purposes, to bring joy and delight into my pages, I decided to use my sterling ink stickers so that I have this little title for July. I have these like floral ones. It's so cute. I love it. Let's go to the next tab, which is my habit tracker. This one is an interesting one because I haven't tracked my habits in a very long time because I haven't been using my planners in a couple months. So when I brought this back, I had zero clue about what habits that I actually wanted to document on here, but I landed on my typical ones. I basically copied this from the month that I actually did do this. I have out of bed by 6:30, which I'm not doing a very good job, but today I did succeed, so that's great. I have breakfast. I can actually go ahead and check this one off for today because I did have breakfast with Charlie. Vitamins, I need to take my vitamins. So this tracking system is so good because it does remind me truly that I need to do certain things to make sure that I am doing self-care and making my wellness a priority. I also have movement on here as a habit that I want to track, read/slow hobby, and then in bed by 9:30 p.m., which has been very tough. I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to do that at all this month because I typically go to bed around like 10:30. 9:30 is pretty early, so that's pretty aspirational, I will say, but we'll see. We'll see. Let's go to the next tab, which is going to be the weekly spreads that I have. On the left side, I reserve this space for my actual schedule. So I typically put down plans that I'm pretty certain of all throughout the week at the start of the week. But obviously, if things change, I kind of cross it out. Like you can see on Thursday, instead of my workout class called CTR, I played tennis. Wait, Thursday is today. So I did play tennis this morning with Chubbs. So I crossed that out and then noted tennis. And then I have my friend Courtney coming over later today to have a sleepover since I don't have work tomorrow morning. I have my dot marker in green highlighting Friday, which is tomorrow since that is a holiday. And I'm having a brewery date, double date with Brenda and Daniel with our dogs. So that'll be super fun. So I have that slotted here. So in my weekly spreads, I typically like to be a little bit more detailed, obviously. I transfer the schedule that I have put on my Google Calendar into my paper planner here. Once things are a little bit more settled and good to go, a bit solidified, if you will, because obviously like when I write in here, it's in pen and I don't want to like scratch out everything and white it out and things. So I typically only will write down things that I'm pretty certain of that will happen, but sometimes I do have to cross it out and that's totally okay. I have my workout schedule on here as well, more social plans and everything. And then on the right side, this is where it gets super intense because I like to be very detailed when it comes to my to-do lists. And I just, whenever I think of something, I've been just dumping it on here and assigning a specific day for it. But as you can see, I have filmed YouTube videos scheduled for Tuesday. Like you can see that it's in the same row as that day, but I didn't accomplish that. It's not checked off, but that's okay because I then can just go back and see which ones aren't checked and then just check it as I'm able to complete them. That's not a big deal. I think assigning it to a particular day is just kind of notional, something that'll help me plan out and schedule my days a little bit better, but it's not super fixed or anything. So I like the system so far. I do wish that there was a master to-do list instead of having each day have 4 different tasks like rows, but it is what it is. I'm just using this insert for now because it has the most room, and yeah, it's been working pretty well. And the last tab is just passwords and things, so I'm gonna skip that. But that's about it for my planner. Those were all the pages that I set up for July. And next we have our memory keeping journal. So in this journal, there are 3 books. The first one is going to be my media journal. The second one is my memory keeping journal. And the last one is my travel journal. But I typically don't reach for my travel journal super frequently because I'm not traveling 24/7. So today I think we only have to go through the media journal and the memory keeping journal because those are the only ones that I used for the previous month and also for this month. Wait. Yes, that's correct. Let's go ahead and open this baby up. I love my Paper Republic. This is the trifold style. This is an A5 size, but you can fit so many more journals than just like your typical journal cover, since this one is a little bit more wider and it does kind of cover the entirety of the books. It envelops it. Alrighty, as you can see, let me see if I can put this flap down. I'm gonna use my planner to kind of pry it open like that. First, let's go through the June entries in my media journal because I recently completed it. I think I literally did it this morning because I was like trying to prepare for this video. A little bit of catch up and that's totally fine, but I'm gonna go to the page that I wanna show you. I also still need to fill out my monthly favorites. I haven't done that in a while, as you can see. I still have to figure out April, May. I need a sticker for this too. June, yeah, so we're behind on that, but that's okay. I can honestly do that at the end of the year, I feel like, because I have all the data in here for me to evaluate later down the road. Okay, so these are some of my previous pages. I'm going to go to the page that I did this morning, which has all of the entries for June. So it starts down here, I believe, yeah. So Foxglove was the first book that I finished in June. It took me a while to finish it, actually. It took me more than 2 weeks to finish reading this book, but this is the second book called Foxglove in the Belladonna series. As you can see, I read Belladonna, the first book, in May, so I carried it through in June. I really like this layout so much more than the layout that I did in the previous. I mean, it's just different. I feel like in the previous section, like as you see on the screen here, this one's really nice if you have a lot to say. There's a lot more writing space, but I kind of like how many forms of media that I can fit here. There's so much more, I don't know. You can see that it fits 6 on each page versus just 3 on each page, but there's less room for me to write. So I think it just kind of depends on what I'm trying to prioritize, but I really like how this looks. I do really love how there's 6 slots in each page and you can see more of it per page. I also had to backfill all of these from May because I didn't do it during my May catch-up session, so I did it this morning. And I forgot how many great movies that I watched. I also found a 5-star book back in May. Oh my gosh, last night at the Telegraph Club. So good. If you like historical fiction and romance, oh, please read it. It's so good. I feel like that is a standout of this year for me. Other entries that I have for May and June, I have Backrooms. I saw that with Chubbs at the cinema. I love my Cinemark movie club membership. It's so good. We've been really honing in on that and going to the movies every single month to have as our dedicated date night. It's so nice because it feels intentional. We always know that we're gonna watch a movie at the movie theater at least once a month, and Backrooms was the choice for May. I'm a huge psychological thriller movie gal, and it was so good. I thought the concept was so unique, and the concept of liminal spaces is so freaky and creepy. It was right up my alley because I'm a huge psychological thriller and just horror and scary movie person. I finished the book Yesteryear, which was also very disturbing and unsettling, but I really enjoyed it. I took it for what it's worth. Obviously, it's kind of a satire, so things like controversial themes are very much over exaggerated. So I think for some people it was too much and it came across as offensive, but for me, I just took it for what it's worth. And for someone who does have a little bit of religious trauma herself, I could definitely see where the author was getting at, and it was so fascinating to read, in my opinion. I also watched Disclosure Day with Chubbs. That was our movie pick at the cinema for June. Oh my gosh, it was so... I don't know how to describe this movie. It's about aliens. I will say alien movies and space movies in general are not quite my vibe. However, I really liked Project Hail Mary and I was interested enough to watch Disclosure Day. And also I love Emily Blunt. Oh, she is so talented and beautiful. Oh my gosh. One of my favorite actresses. So she was in it and I was like, say less, let me go watch this movie. I gave it 3.25 because I did like it. I thought it was good, but not like 4-star good. You know what I'm saying? It was better than a 3, but less than a 4. I wasn't quite sure how I felt about the ending, so I landed on a 3.25, although I did love Emily Blunt in it. Last but not least on my media journal is a movie that I watched on Netflix with Chubbs back on the 20th of June, and oh my gosh, if you like rom-coms, you have to watch this movie. It's Voicemails for Isabel. Yeah, that's right. The cast was amazing. The plot, fantastic. The romance, perfection. And I haven't watched a rom-com that truly made me cry like this in a long time. It was so good. It was so heartbreaking, but also just the ending was perfect. And I loved every aspect of this movie. I think rom-coms are kind of hard to do these days because I think it's a very misunderstood form of art, in my opinion, because a lot of those movies, you can't strike a balance. Like sometimes it's a little bit like too cringy with too much like romance and fluff and things. So it doesn't have as much emotional depth. But others, like, it doesn't really feel funny or comedic at all. So it's a fine balance, right? And I feel like this got the balance right. Oh my gosh, so good. Please watch it. All right, that is everything in terms of my June entries for my media journal. Let's go move on to my memory keeping journal. Also, I get a lot of questions on what type of paper notebooks that I use in these journal covers, and they're all from Paper Republic. All 3 of these are. These 2 at the ends, these ones are just like their notebook refills, and then the one in the middle, the thicker one, is the book refill, which has thicker pages that I like so much more for my memory keeping, since I do use a lot of glue, stick down a lot of stickers and photos, and use heavier markers so it doesn't bleed as much, and I really like that it's fountain pen friendly as well. But let's go to the June page. Not a lot to show you here. I didn't really want to have to force myself to write an entry every single day of June, so I just kind of like skipped over it. Instead of beating myself up for all the pages that I could have done in June, I just decided to settle for having 2 pages of a spread that encompasses all of my favorite memories. I printed out all of these photos. It's definitely a highlight reel, and I recognize that, but for my memory keeping journals, I do typically like to keep things a little bit more on the positive side. Things that really stood out to me and brought me a lot of joy, so I have a couple of photos here that I will walk you through. I feel like June was such a good month for me and Chubbs because we spent a lot of time together. Chubbs is my husband, by the way. His real name is Charlie. We call him Chubbs here on this channel because it's Charlie plus hubby, Chubbs. We did a lot of intentional date nights, like we brought back our board games and did that for one night. We went to Topgolf together, just one-on-one. We also went hiking by taking a wellness day, a PTO from work. We went to Barry's class together. I mean, I feel like we did so much together, and that's awesome because I feel that we constantly are trying to fight for more quality time since both of us are very, very busy with work. But June was such a good month for us to just kind of reconnect and recalibrate, if you will, of like our relationship, and it was really, really nice. I also saw a ton of friends. I saw Ashton. We went to a rooftop pool, which was so fun. I went to a housewarming party with a couple of my friends, and Brenda, Daniel, and Chubbs and I went to Big Bounce of America America. It was an inflatable bounce house. It was so fun. We were children for the entire day, and I cannot express how much joy that brought us. It was so fun. I also spent Father's Day with my in-laws and the entire family, which was so nice because Father's Day is kind of a bitter holiday for me since I'm estranged from my dad, but I'm always so grateful, and I'm in a very privileged place where I do get along really well with my in-laws, and I love them so much, like my blood relations. Like, they're amazing. I also put at the very end, at the bottom here, some of the pictures that I took of my house because I've been doing a lot of mini home projects, as you know, if you watch my couple of other hangouts. I took a picture of the bedroom with the new bookshelf. Oh my gosh, if you want to see the transformation, definitely go ahead and check out the previous video. Oh my god, it was so fun. And I also have my little bookshelf nook area in my office, which is like right next to where we are right now. And that concludes everything that is for my June recap and just June spreads in general, because this was the only page that I worked on the entirety of June. And that's okay. That's totally okay. I'm not beating myself up for it. It's fine. The next page is going to be the setup and kickoff for my July spreads. And guys, we are manifesting it right now. We are going to actually put down some more entries for July, okay? And it's not just gonna go straight into July recap, which there is nothing wrong with that, but I do truly want to write more, have some dedicated journal sessions. Maybe I'm gonna bring my weekly recaps back, perhaps. If not, I can also choose specific days where I feel like I did a lot and I wanna capture those moments more in real time instead of the end of the month like I do for these recaps. But anyway, let's go look at my July spread for the kickoff. I have these stickers from Sterling Ink, like I said. I always try to find a little quote from Pinterest or something of something that I want to remind myself for the beginning of the month. And for July, I put always find time for the things that make you feel happy to be alive. And I thought that was just like the sweetest thing. So I wrote that down in cursive. I really dislike how my cursive came out for some reason here, but let's just glaze over that. I tried to draw a cute little picture of a mug. I have no idea why. It just came to me. I have a section for manifestations and then a bucket list. Although my bucket list is a very like realistic and low effort kind of thing. It's nothing crazy like, oh, I want to go bungee jumping, like not those kind of bucket lists, but it's something that I just want to make sure that I look forward to in the month, if that makes sense. But let me just read you my manifestations first because I thought this was really great. Instead of doing goals and intentions, I did manifestations for this month because I wanted to just bring more of the positive energy, you know, into July since June was so good, and I want that to like roll over to July as much as possible. So I put July will be soft and full in all the right ways, and good things will come easily and effortlessly. It will be abundantly clear what is meant for me. You'll continue to strengthen relationships that serve you. Life will feel fulfilling with, what does it say? Little nuggets of joy. Oh my gosh, my handwriting, sometimes I can't even read my own cursive. I think that summarizes really well kind of where my headspace is, and I just want that to come to fruition more and more in July. This is what I'm putting out in the world for it to happen, okay? And then let's go to the bucket list. We have water rafting or tubing with friends. I think this is actually going to happen because my friend Katie and I are trying to plan something for Chubbs' birthday. He is turning 33. He's turning 33. So we want to do something water activity related because none of us has gone tubing yet this year. So we are actively trying to plan that. So I think we are definitely going to be able to check that off. I also want to try to do like a birthday dinner with Chubbs, just like one-on-one. So I have that on here as well. I still have to plan that out and pick a place to do that in. I don't know. And then third, last but not least, I have nailed down travel itinerary. I have a feeling that we're going to be able to accomplish this weekend. Charlie and I are going to Portugal in September, so it is coming up soon. In about a little over 2 months, we'll be in Lisbon, Portugal. And we're also going to try to go to Porto, which is on like the more northwest coast of Portugal. We've never been to Portugal before, so we decided to rely on a travel advisor. She's gonna help us book the hotels and everything, so I think that will be really nice. She actually emailed us back a itinerary that she proposes and the hotels and everything, so we just need to review it and make sure that everything makes sense, then email her back and then book it and everything. So that's why it's on this bucket list. And those are all the pages in my memory keeping journal for June and July. I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough of all of my June and July pages in my journals and planners. I definitely just had it very simple this time around. Hopefully it wasn't too boring, but this is me just being realistic and honest and raw with you guys. Sometimes I'm gonna have a lot more pages to show you. Other times are going to be like this, where it's a single page, and that's totally okay. I would love to talk to you in the comments how journaling and planning has been going for you. Have you introduced any new journals and planners, or have you been sticking with the same one? Are you considering changing it for the next half of the year? Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed your time here hanging out and just talking about all things paper. If you want more content on slow hobbies, intentional living, balancing your day-to-day life, finding meaning in the little things, I would love for you to stick around. I try to upload twice a week. Cheers to more meaningful days ahead, and let's do this again soon. Bye.